Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? Happy New Year. Okay, I forgot how to stream. So let me just switch my scene and I'll be right back. Okay, I am still here. I just literally forgot how to stream. I haven't seen you guys since last year. And even though I thought I had all my stuff set up, thank you, Corgi. Perfect. Because I never know when I can be heard. And yeah, you miss a week and it's like you never did this before. But I promise I know what I'm doing, kind of, sort of. But how is everyone? I will look at the chat in a little bit. I just want to make sure my game was loading because it wasn't before. So let's just make sure now. It's still not there. All right, we're gonna figure this out. But how is everyone? Happy New Year! I know I've seen people in other chats and other streams, but I haven't been here with you guys since last year. So how is everyone? All right, let's see. First of all, okay, let me gather myself. Okay, things are officially kicking off. So let's start that. Wonderful. And now let me scroll up. Who was first? I think Nicholas, are you still here? Nicholas was first. If you're still here, you can go ahead and use command exclamation point first to claim your first spot in the parlor. And next we had Jeanza. How are you? Happy New Year. Corgi, hello, hello, hello. How are you? Flower Loki. Nicole. Okay, we're gonna put a pin in Nicole's name for a second. But hi, Nicole. Dom, hi, 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 hi. How are you? Sis Six, hello, hello, hello. I think I know those are all the names I saw. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anyone else. Okay, I'm all caught up. Okay, so yes, it has been a while. Um, so okay. Um, First of all, Happy New Year, everyone. I literally have not seen you guys since last year. And in case you're wondering, by the way, what my girl on the screen is doing, we are farming festive cocoa beans. So that's where she's standing. We're putting Peppy and Pua to work while we chat for a little bit. I hope everyone has had an amazing start to the new year. For me, it just honestly feels like the 13th month of 2025, but that's not a bad thing. It feels good. Nicholas, I do hope we get Kita and Milo soon. I feel like they've placed quite a few breadcrumbs. So I think we're gonna get it. By the way, full disclosure, it is evening. Everyone is home. I know we're used to maybe like my super quiet morning streams. Everyone's home, everyone's awake, everyone's activated. And the room that I stream in now has no doors. So you will hear the occasional child hollering or whatever. It's fine, everyone's fine. But yes, I feel like they have laid the breadcrumbs for Kita and Milo. And I don't know if they're just maybe planning for a really big DLC or a really intensive biome. I do think there's a future where we'll be getting them though. Um, Everyone is saying hello, working on the Festive Island puzzles. I didn't work on the puzzles, but I am collecting my cocoa beans. And thankfully, I had to, that's kind of what threw me off a little bit. Um, in addition to just my schedule changing, I last time I was in the game, the cloud server was not working, and I wanted to make sure it was working because otherwise we were gonna have to pivot and like play Infinity Nikki or something. So thankfully, I logged in and it got itself back together. For whatever reason, for the past 23 hours, it was just not working for me. But it's working now, so yay. Okay, so Nicole, obviously, if you guys can tell by the thumbnail, by the title, we hit 500 subscribers. So excited if you couldn't tell. And I can get into all the thank yous and all of that. But I don't think I will ever have the words to really express to you guys what it means to me more than the metrics and the growth. Because full disclosure, I've done this before, different industry, but I've done this before. However, this has been immensely more personal because at that point when I did it, it was a solo effort. I created good content, had good SEO, and the things grew. This has truly been a community effort. It has truly been a group project. Every like, the shout outs, the raids, all the things. And the reason I want to specifically shout out Nicole, who also hit her 500 same stream. But mine happened in her stream. And I feel like because of her stream, which was just the purest illustration of what I mean when I say this was a group project. I was down by like four, and it's the people in her stream that went and subscribed. It was her husband that went and subscribed and, got me over that threshold. And that has what my entire experience in this community has been, where it wasn't just, oh, I'm a creator creating content and then letting the Google juices do what they do. It has been y'all's acceptance and rallying, like, again, the shout outs, the rage, just hanging out in different chats, and just fully accepting me into this space. And so I could go on and on and on and on. But I feel like thank you just is not enough. And that's why I want to give a very special shout out to Nicole, for just literally sharing in that moment, with me. I wasn't even online to really celebrate, and she celebrated for me. And so shout out to Nicole. Congrats on your 500 as well. She is full on a YouTube partner now. Pew, pew, pew. We're gonna go ahead and so fully graduated from 101, walked across the stage. She's in 102. So yes, go check her out. She's going to be streaming Heartopia tomorrow. So you're getting DDV, you're getting Sims. Now you might be getting Heartopia. So please go show her some love. Let me catch up on the rest of this chat. Thank you, Sis6, for the congrats. Thank you, Dom, for the congrats. Yeah, no, Corgi, no, seriously, we all haven't talked since last year. I am one of those people that carries that joke well into like the second week. Um, okay, now some of you have already started playing with the commands. Yay. So I did do some kind of, I started this right before the holidays and I continued to kind of revamp and tinker. Sis6, you're probably gone by now, but enjoy your lurk. um, I continue to kind of tinker and revamp and play around with some things. Corgi, I played around with the duel. I did troubleshoot and realize that the biggest issue is that it is not configured for YouTube. It is configured for Twitch. So even though the duel command would kick off a duel, when the person would hit accept, whereas with Twitch, it would know it's responding to a previous command. YouTube is like, accept what? Deny what? And it just did not know where to go from there. I did some MacGyvering. We can try it tonight and see if my tinkering worked. If not, then I'm just gonna have to fully retire the duel because obviously this is YouTube, not Switch. So I did work on that, but we do have our free commands that you can use for different things throughout the stream. So we have our T menu, that I think I saw someone pull up as one of the redemptions, but we have our like simple free commands. I think there's only one that's new that you guys haven't seen, and that's the Bridgerton command. I won't tell you what it does. You're just gonna have to use it and see. Um, but I'm excited for the countdown to Bridgerton this month. And there's a lot of amazing stuff coming out this month that I am excited to watch. But Bridgerton obviously tops that list for me. What is Stream Elements doing? Why is Stream Elements talking in my stream? I don't use Stream Elements anymore. Okay, just gonna make a note of that. Oh, you're going to be co-playing, Nicole. Wonderful. Yeah, I don't know why Stream Elements is here. Stream Elements and I kind of broke up, but okay, I guess she didn't get the memo. That's cool. That's cool. So like I said, we have some regular free commands that you guys can use, but we also have our redemptions. If you've been here before, you know about the sugar cubes. Oh my gosh, Cress. Hopefully that actually summons her, Corgi, because she owes you a duel. But if you guys haven't, you can check your sugar cube balance. Okay, so 6, you're here. Just by using exclamation point sugar, and the sugar cubes are your in-stream currency that you just get from chatting and hanging out here. Let's see how everyone's been doing, by the way. Let's see who's top of the list. And then there are the things you can redeem it for, like our tea menu, our treat menu, if you are first, if you are not last, more like the ritualistic every stream type of items. You can check your fortune, which is a new one. Vibe check has been here. Get me to play Scramble Coin. Patronus is specific to when I'm playing Hogwarts Legacy, but it's there if you're just curious. Inquiry is a question for me. It's a random question for me. And the newest one is favor. One person per stream can redeem favor, and then basically everyone can quote unquote gift them things throughout the stream. So just kind of making you, a little more preferred throughout the stream, really just bragging rights. If Quest is not here, feel free to pick someone else to duel. Corgi, we want to test it out. So we have Crust at number 1, and then we have Corgi on her heels at 1,115. Then me, Dom, 650. Jazz, Tiger Lily, Flower Loki. Are you still here? At 595. New, Topher, and Brandy rounding out the top 5. So yeah, you can duel to earn more sugar cubes. Um, if anyone wants to test it, let me know and I can just read out the way you should write it out just to be on the safe side. But yeah, those are the redemptions. And I also tweaked the larger redemptions. I didn't change what they are. I did add one, and I just cleaned up the rest. So I did add a birthday one. If you have a birthday and you just want a little extra love on your birthday, you can redeem that one. The itinerary, you pick what we do in the next stream, whatever the game is. The atelier is you contribute to whatever design I'm doing. Decree, you take over that design. And patron, you are the patron of the stream and your name lives fully on the screen. And basically, you are like co-streaming with me, if you will. So I wanted to explain that. So yes, Corgi, since Chris is not here, you could pick someone else to duel, and it would be the same as last time. It would be exclamation point duel, space, tag the person, space, however many sugar cubes you want to wager, um, and we'll see what happens next. In the meantime, um, we're tearing down my valley. Ignore the fact that I'm hanging out on the island. I just wanted to farm cocoa beans. Um, we are tearing down the valley. Now, full disclosure, the stream is 90 minutes shorter than I planned for it to be. Okay, I clearly need to eat a meal. Look at all these cocoa beans. Um, I haven't played in so long, I forgot how to use buttons. Buttons? Buttons? How do we use this? How does this work? Yay, Nicole! So yeah, if you want to test it with Nicole Corgi, you would do dual space at Nicole space, however many you want to wager. Are you guys hearing my game music? Like the opening screen music, or am I losing it? Um, let's find out what this guy wants to eat today. I feel like I fed him. Today's Friday, right? A mint hot cocoa. Okay, I have mint on it. Alright, I forgot where this stove is. I know it's in the blue area. Sorry guys if I'm making you dizzy. No, seriously, I forgot where to go. There we go. How's everyone been progressing with the island? Has everyone unlocked all the things? Okay, so Nicole, she has challenged you, so now you are going to do exclamation point accept to accept the duel or deny, if you're not interested. So this is where I have to do some MacGyvering. Okay, the first step worked. So now what I have to do is, okay, I forgot what I have to do. I basically have to bridge the gap and I already forgot what I have to do. Oh shoot, I am being raided. Hello. Okay, who's raiding me? Poppy, hi. Welcome in, raiders. Oh, I don't have a raid command. Look at me, I'm official. Welcome in, raiders. Okay, we were in the middle of a duel, but thankfully, since I have to do the next step, um, the duel won't proceed without me. Welcome in, Hope. Hey, how are you, Arabia? No, let me make sure. Sunny, how are you? Happy Friday, Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Penguins. Hi, Poppy. How are you? How was your stream? What were we playing? What were we doing? Hi, Jen. Did I miss anyone? Jujubee. Oh, and thank you, Jen, for subscribing. Thank you for adding your name to the Parlour Ledger. It is truly appreciated. We were in the middle of a duel, and so now this is how I have to bridge the gap, and hopefully I do it right. So it won't be able to tell me exactly like the name of like Corgi one, Nicole one. But it will tell me, oh no, I did it wrong. I did it wrong. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again. Hold on. We're gonna rewind. I got thrown off. So, okay. So that was on me. That was on me. We're experimenting. And little by little, I'll figure out a way. That's what I was supposed to do. That's what I was supposed to do. Thank you, Poppy. Thank you, Julia. Thank you for the congrats. Jen, I thank you again for subscribing. 500, it feels a little surreal. Because the channel isn't even 6 months old yet. So thank you guys. Thank you. That really means a lot to me. Hello, welcome in, Ellington, and thank you for subscribing. Thank you for adding your name to the Parlour Ledger. Okay, now gonna do it right. Okay, it ended in a draw. However, we're gonna ignore that because I did it wrong the first time. The original, I saw it the first time I did it. Hold on. I'm gonna get it. So it originally said that the challenger won. Yeah, the parlor acknowledges the challenger's triumph. I just didn't have the names there. So that's my bad. That is my bad. And so that means Corgi won. However, because you guys did this for science with me, I would, okay, Corgi wagered 200. But yes, you both get to live. You both pointed your pistol at the sky. But thank you for doing this with me for science. Poppy Raiders, testing out my dual command. Turns out it's not very YouTube friendly. And we're just testing out the way that I kind of MacGyvered it together. So that's what you caught us in the middle of at the moment. But I'm gonna go ahead and give Corgi and Nicole the 200, just for being troopers and yeah, for testing for science. So congratulations to you guys. As soon as I figure out, as soon as I remember how to, I don't want to have to do it on the back end. I just gotta remember how to do it, right in, right in the thing. There we go. Um, I'm gonna be back. Okay, I'm focused. I'm here. Poppy, if you need to raid and run, by the way, you had a DDV stream, Valley Visits and Decorating. That sounds like fun. A nice chill Friday stream. That's what it sounds like. Thank you. Go do your thing. Feed yourself. Do all the post-stream self-care that one needs to do. Very, very important. But I cannot thank you enough for trusting me with your community. I will do my best to take very good care of them as we get ready to tear down my valley. I gave myself till 7 p.m. my time to start, so I got 5 more minutes to yap. And then we're tearing down this valley because we hit 500, y'all. How exciting is that? So Corgi, you got your points for your duel. Nick, you got your points for science. Grass is here. No worries. Corgi did summon you, but you're all good. Thank you for the congrats. Thank you for saying hi. If you guys don't know Crust, I don't know how that's possible, but another amazing DDV creator. By the way, I have to grab your link, Poppy. Another amazing DDV creator. Thank you just for coming in to like and say hi and share your congrats. And you owe Corgi a duel. That's all. Dom, you have a confession? What's the confession? These are my confessions. I forgot to add these. I thought I added these to my favorites. And I think, Nicole, when you did it yesterday, that's when I remembered that I did not do that. So thank you for the reminder. As soon as I also remember how to do that. I don't know how to do that. How do we do that? No, it's not that button. How do we add to favorites? Oh, there we go. Mark recipe. Boop. And let's do that. And we saw that the rabbit today is mint. So let's do that. But Crest, how are you feeling though? Before you go, how are you feeling? I saw that you had to cancel your stream tomorrow. How are you feeling? Don't worry. She will give you your duel. You will get your duel, Corgi. You guys will be avenged. Let's find the rabbit. I got 3 minutes, and then we are going to start tearing down the valley. I wanted. No, seriously, am I going crazy? Are you guys hearing like the title screen music? Or am I losing it? Stream elements, why are you here? But another thank you to Jen, so I won't even, it's fine, I accept it. I must have accidentally turned stream elements back on and not realized it. It's cool, it's fine, everything is fine. Alright, let's find the rabbit. We got 2 minutes. And please let me know if, oh, hello, sir. Am I the only one hearing the opening music? Or, okay, you do a corgi. Yes, you did it right. So you didn't wager anything. That is the right command. And now corgi can accept or deny. No, you did it correct. You did it correct. What is your confession, Dom? Did I miss it? You're addicted to Heartopia. So I have not played. I don't plan to play. Yes, Crest, you need to have a wager. At the very least, just put a 0 if you're not gonna wager. But you know, it should still work even without it though. So, I mean, it's not as much fun if you're not gonna get anything. But I guess you could just duel for bragging rights, I guess. So I have not played Heartopia, and I most likely, I feel like this thing is yelling in my ear. My gosh. You hear the music too? Okay. So after you write Corgi's name, Crest, you would put space and then the amount you want to wager. So it would be exclamation point duel space at whoever you want to duel space the amount you want to wager. And then Corgi would accept. Okay. Yeah, that music was obnoxious. I don't know what's going on. All right, let's head to the valley. It's 7 o'clock while they duel. The challenge has been accepted, so this is how I had to MacGyver it, and it's cool. It keeps me accountable, and no, Crest is the challenger. It keeps me accountable, and it keeps me paying attention to chat. Okay. All right, we will. Okay, you're wagering 50. I'll just keep that in mind for whenever this outcome pops up. Why is this another draw? Okay, I gotta look at like the percentage amounts. But we're gonna say that that goes for the first one, and then you issued another. But it was a draw when Corgi and Nicole dueled as well, and that's why I'm cracking up over here. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. Now that there's real sugar cubes on the line, you can check your sugar cube balance by just exclamation point sugar for anyone who wants to know where they stand as well. I didn't put you guys' names. Well, the challenge. So not the challenger. Yeah, I'll play around with this some more. So thank you guys for being patient. But it looks like this time Corgi won again. Corgi won again. Um, okay, that one went to Corgi as the challenge. So congrats to you again, Corgi. You're on a roll. No one challenged Corgi again for the night. But oh, before I forget again, back to Heartopia. It looks really cute. I've heard amazing things, so I can see. Hold on, we're just gonna run into Scrooge real quick. I can see how you're addicted, Dom. I, for that very reason, will not be adding it to my rotation. I barely have enough hours in the day for the games that I'm currently playing. But I will definitely enjoy watching other people play. That isn't to say I won't change my mind later, but I just added Tiny Bookshop to my Switch and on my iPad. Of course, the deck has nothing for me. That's cool. And to my iPad, I just started playing. Do I have this beam? I don't think so. Yeah. What is it called? Disney Getaway Blast. It is a Game Loft game, and it is basically a merging game, like where you merge your things to do the things, but you're also unlocking Disney characters and kind of building up this island. So yeah, I just added that to my iPad. I just added Tiny Bookshop to my Switch, so I just don't have it in me to add any more games to my rotation. um but I've heard great things about Hootopia. So I love that for you, Dom. We have a new number. You have been dethroned, Cress. We have Corgi at 1,395. Cress at 1,350. Cress, just hang around, and every 10 minutes, just say hi. And then me, Dom, Javs, Tiger Lily, Flower Loki, New, Topher, and then Brandy. Good job, guys. James, you only play DDV enough to feel like you don't have enough time to play that. Exactly. And so for me, the only reason, all right, we're heading to my valley, I am able to even manage my games is because I usually just end up hyper fixating on one at a time. So I'll go weeks in DDV, like decorating or whatever. And then when I decide to jump into Nikki, I'm hyper focused on that for a couple of weeks. And round it goes if it's Animal Crossing or whatever the case is. Or I'll go for a period of time where I'm not hyper fixating, but all I'm doing in any of them is just dailies, like the absolute bare minimum. I'm not actively like questing or anything like that. So I don't know how y'all juggle 5, 10 games at a time, because same, Jinza, same. Um, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Corgi, by the way, that calls for a little fanfare. So Corgi worked hard for that number one spot. We got to give it to her. That was well earned. So congrats to you, Corgi. How am I feeling about tearing down my valley? I'm excited. And mainly because I need the deep clean. Between the events, I don't know what's hiding in places. I struggle with finding my moonstone chest. And part of it is because I built my valley, and then as more things would come out, I just tried to like build on top of it. But I'm to the point where I need a fresh, clean slate. We've gotten so many features, so many new items. So I'm looking forward to it. So the plan is, hold on, I got a little wheel. I have a wheel, but we can also do a poll, and y'all just pick, the next biome that we go through at a time. No hemming and hawing. Everything has to go. Nothing is nostalgic. I'm fine with literally everything going. And the plan is to just tear it all down, pave everything, leaving just enough room for a few spawnables. And then all my buildings. So I was in the middle. I should have did this yapping while I was standing by the cocoa beans, but here we are. I was in the middle of finishing the final edits on my interior tour. So all the interiors of my buildings that are decorated in the valley, and I realized I was still missing like two buildings. And I was like, okay, I can leave them out or I can decorate and edit them in. And then I hit the 500 and I realized I'm just going to make it about all the buildings that I have done, period, whether they're in the valley or not. So after I tear everything down and pave it, I want to just pull all my decorated buildings into the valley. And that way you guys will also see the buildings that I have fully decorated. Even if we don't get to go inside of them, you can ask me which ones, if you want to go into them. Um, I'm gonna place my orchard, place my stores, and then I'm gonna just let my valley breathe for a couple of months because I really want to focus on finishing my player house and finishing Eternity Isle. I know most people don't care about Eternity Isle anymore. I go there for resources occasionally, and I hate landing there, and it just is in squalor and disarray. So, those are my focuses for like the first half of this year. Coco, welcome in, another amazing creator in the chat. Coco, how are you? Coco, you have been cranking out. So Coco does DDV content as well as ACNH content. You have been cranking out the videos for your HHP houses. How are you feeling about the update being so stinking close? And also, how are you? Let's see. Okay, I'm so happy you're excited about your Valentine. I see how it's emotional for you, Crest, because you just finished it. It was definitely a labor of love. But I feel like once you do it, you're gonna be excited to get some new ideas out of there. I feel like you're gonna be emotional until you start hitting that delete button. All right, so guys, I can do the wheel or we can do polls. I'll let you guys decide if we want to do a wheel, if we want to do polls. Either way, everything must go. It needs to all be gone by 8 p.m. That much is for sure. Crush is delaying. Well, I can see that. I mean, live with it for a bit, walk around. I've walked around mine. And in case you haven't seen my entire valley, because it is fully decorated. Jeans, how many hours in the game do you have? And does anyone else in the chat have a fully decorated valley? Yes, naturally Coco is a creator. How did you not know that, Nicole? Well, now you know. She's amazing, like I said. And Coco, remind me if I'm correct. You play other games, but you just kind of protect those to yourself, right? But like what you create content for is DDV and ACNH, right? Um, if you have not seen all my fully decorated biomes, my fully decorated valley, um, that playlist has all of them. I just short circuited for a little bit. Because I just realized Sissix asked the question earlier that I never answered, and for whatever reason, it popped up now on my phone watching the stream. Sissix, you asked me why I do not have the super chat feature yet. Because unlike Nicole, I have not achieved the watch hours. So when Nicole hit her 500, she already had the watch hours to make her eligible to apply. I still am working towards that. So once I get that and I'm eligible to apply, then I will actually make the decision on if I want to apply or not. I probably will just because I can. But it is something I've gone back and forth on because I didn't come into this for that. Hold on, my light just turned off. So not like loss of power, it's just on a timer. It just got really dark and threw me off. So yeah, sis, I don't have that. That's why you didn't see it. I'm sorry, I didn't see that earlier. But yes, Coco is a creator. I love her ACNH builds. They're so amazing, and she's so consistent with it. You are very excited for the update. It's long. That's what I've been hearing for those of you who've been playing for a very long time. You guys can tell me if you want a wheel or a pole. So I'm gonna just throw up the wheel. Let's see, and then we're gonna see what the first biome to go is going to be. And then we're just gonna continue doing it that way. How do I spin this thing again? Look at me doing the most and then forgetting what I did. It's just so extra. Okay, there we go. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Really? Forest Heights, the both? All right, we'll just start with the forest and go into the heights then. I guess we'll do it that way. Sounds like a plan to me. Um, Press, thank you for subbing to Coco. Nicole, thank you for subbing to Coco. I said she has amazing ACNH and DDV builds, and I love that like she walks and talks through them. I don't want to call them speed builds per se, but because usually like one design at a time, but very like she walks through and talks through the process. I love watching the videos. They're very chill. So yeah, thank you guys for subscribing. Oh, you play on Max. Okay, so same. So like I don't know my full hours because I did so much of my gameplay on my Mac. So I tried to check my screen time to see if that would help, but it wasn't really accurate. 4 hours a day every day. So we're just gonna say you're at like 2,000 hours. That feels about right. Um, I put the playlist there for anyone who's never seen. We're headed to the forest. Who has never seen my full valley? The only thing that's different before I leave from the full valley tour, from the walkthroughs, is the plaza. The footprint's the same, the layout's the same. I just winterified it. So changed the foliage and the pathing. But if you are like, what did it look like before we tore it all down? You can check out that playlist. And yeah, we're doing the first teardown. Okay, not as excited as I am now that it's happening. I am not ready. Okay. Okay, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Hi, Robert. How are you? Happy New Year. Happy Friday. How are you? Coco, you play a lot of non-cozy games, but you don't create contests for those. That's what I thought. Okay. I feel like I saw you say that, I think, in your bio or something. So I just wanted to make sure I did not misspeak. Corgi, hey, had a Robert. Janice, hi, how are you? Happy New Year. Happy Friday. How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. You guys are just in time to see me do the first biome. Um, so this I had already done. My what is this called? What's this thing called? My farm, and that's because I harvested it when we got Cindy. So that was just I got rid of it and then said, well, no need for me to grow it back because I'm gonna delete it again. So it's like one less thing I had to do. I remember when this tree lined path area, I think is like the first thing I laid down when I redid this forest for like permanence. And because I had it in my mind, I want this tree line area so that when I walk up from the beach, I'm just having all the shrubbery and what's not next to me. And so it feels very apropos. It was the first thing I put down, and it's the first thing to go. It's happening. Yes, Flower Loki made it right back in time. So everyone get a drink, get an emotional support plushie, whatever you need, because it is happening. I am, I guess I'm just gonna pave everything. I didn't mean to do that because I don't want things spawning all unruly and willy-nilly. Although all my flowers are already collected, except in the plaza, all my flowers are gathered in together in all the other biomes. This is wild. And this is why also though I can't find things because I have pretty much every nook, cranny, crevice covered. And then they decide they want to put, pink dig spots and gift boxes and all manners of places. Rude. And so, like I said, I just need some time for my valley to breathe. I have ideas for most of the biomes already, but I want to give those ideas time to also breathe and like kind of flesh them out a little bit more. I'm pretty sure the first one I'm going to do is Frosted Heights, which before we delete Frosted Heights, I need y'all to make a tough decision for me. Um, that involves the premium shop. So if you guys were here during I'm talking and deleting, so I'm missing the chat for a little bit. If you guys were here while I was doing my Frosted Island, Then I pinned Elsa's house, and I have that frosted lodge pin, the one that's like with the wood and the snow. Not the new one in the shop right now. This is like from a couple of weeks ago. And to pin Elsa's house, I unpinned the Mad Hatter's house, which I had pinned since it came out last spring with the Alice update. Because I know exactly how I want to design around it. I just haven't gotten around to doing that build. So I've kept it pinned because nothing else has essentially dethroned it, right? Um, Elsa's house dethroned it. I made my peace with it. If you were here the next week, then it was in my recommended. And I was like, oh, somebody at Game Loft has a sense of humor. That's fun. I am someone who follows Dreamlight Leaks. I'm in their server and they share like leaks from every update, what's coming from week to week in the shop. Guess what house is in next week's spotlights in the premium shop? Yeah, the Hatter House. So I feel like it's coming back, and if I don't get it next week, I might never see it again for like another 10 years. So there's that. But the difficult decision I need y'all to help me make is I know what I want my Frosted Heights to look like. It is Holiday Village, North Pole. Gosh, we still can't delete this. Meets Aspen. And so it's going to be just going to come up here real quick. This house, the house that's currently in the premium shop, and that other fairy frosted one. Guys, I just realized the wheel is in y'all way. I'm so sorry. My manners. I'm so sorry. All you missed me doing was this. So sorry. Um, yep, no, Nicole. No, that wasn't intentional. Um, so the two houses I have pinned, one is for my island. All right, we're gonna go down here, and one is for the Frosted Heights. And then the one that's in the shop now is for the Frosted Heights. I'm gonna get out of furniture mode, which means this is also gonna be official. Wow. As soon as this saves, yeah, it's done. If there was ever a time for Game Loft to not save something, that would have been hilarious if it didn't save this. That would have been hilarious. Yes, it's a sign corgi or someone's trolling me because you see that number? You see that 835? So I did immediately purchase this bundle. I never had it. So that is what I spent my Moonstone money from the Dream Snap on. I bought this and it left me with that. Since I'm here, and thankfully my recommended is trash. So what I have, oh, why does it do this? Save bundles. There we go. These are the two cottages. I mean, the two houses I have in here. The cottage is going in that build, that Aspen North Pole build that I have in mind. Elsa's house is going on my island. I have been waiting for this house as well as the lift, despite the fact that it's not animated, as well as the husky. Y'all see that 835? So I want y'all to think on this while I'm deleting. Really give it some thought. That's where we're gonna make the poll on. One of these gotta go. I can't. I can only have two pinned. So one's gotta go. So either I don't pin really anything from this shop and just hope to high heaven that one day they all come back in my recommended. Um, or I at least, save this ski chalet, but then unpin one of these. So we're gonna make that the poll. Feel free to ask follow-up questions. I see Frozen Palace. Yeah, feel free to ask follow-up questions if you want a little bit more context in terms of like how to make this decision. Oh, by the way, the creator links, please, you guys, it seems like they're working, but let me know because I went in and fixed them because they weren't working for a very long time. They kept sending people to back to my channel. Um, Working on your binding settings for Heartopia. Oh, to make it easier because I heard there were like some funkiness with the controls depending on what you play on. Got the wheel down now. Thanks, guys. Kaywin, welcome in. Kaywin, happy New Year. Ooh, oh, okay. I think my links are working because I see Kaywin's Twitch link, as opposed to her YouTube link. So I think it's working. Ash, welcome in, welcome in. Okay, Ash's didn't pop up. Okay, so gotta make a note of that. So I just need to remember Poppy and Ash. Um, and then make sure their links are working. But happy New Year. Welcome in, ladies. How are you? Happy Friday. Corgi, as you can see, I'm already Moonstone, bro. So yeah, we gotta make some tough choices. So I'm gonna let you guys do that poll. One's gotta go. They all have builds in my head, but I can only pin two for the future. Thankfully, when I looked at the other items from next week, I'm okay with not getting any of them. But I feel like that Hatter House is officially trolling me now. So there's also that for y'all to keep in mind. Um, yes, Pirate Donald is in my shop. Um, he doesn't mean that as much to me, so I'm okay with ignoring my whole recommended. Enjoy your lurk, Ash. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Always happy to have you here. Lee, how are you? Happy New Year, Lean the Queen. Thank you guys for hanging out. And also, I'm sorry, 25 likes. Hello. Thank you guys for 25 likes. Means a lot to me. If you just missed the title, missed the thumbnail, and you just happen to see me live, why did I do that? We're deleting my valley. Um, yeah, because I hit 500 subscribers. So we are celebrating with a clean slate, fresh start for the new year. We're gonna see how far we go. Yep, that's my tiny boss hollering in the background. But yeah, that is what is happening. Celebrating by deleting, celebrating by giving myself a clean, fresh slate so I can run around in peace, find my moonstone chest without having to fight for my life, find event items without having to fight for my life. I am going to need to harvest this area. Forgot all about that. We're gonna leave it like that. We're gonna get rid of that. How is everyone doing? Lean, Corgi, Ashes lurking. How y'all doing tonight? You missed a wonderful, exciting duel between Corgi and Nicole, and then Corgi and Crest, which now officially has Corgi at the top of the tally board with her sugar cube balance. Very exciting. And if you guys do not know, you can redeem your sugar cubes. We have our free commands as well as our paid redemptions. Just little fun things here and there. Let me get that list up again. So these are the regular commands. And then let me give Streamlabs a chance to catch up. You know what I need to do to make this a little bit more satisfying? Turn my sound effects on. So I play with sounds off. But I realized this would actually be way more satisfying with the sound on. There we go. Oh, why am I trying to delete the wow? Lean, enjoy your lurk. Thank you for stopping by. I also know this is a late stream. But I really wanted to celebrate because we hit the 500 2 days ago. And it just so happened that it kind of sort of worked out with our schedule that I could stream tonight. And so I decided, let me just take advantage. Why not? especially since I haven't seen you guys since last year. It's been so long. All right. I also need to think about where I want to live in the next iteration of my valley. I have time, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to live in the forest again. I like it here. Something about the forest, it obviously it's not a central biome, yet it feels like a central biome, if that makes sense. Just something about it just feels like home. You are just relaxing with a sleepy puppy. Oh, well, I like the idea of you relaxing. Yes, Lean, it is a valley tear down. Very excited. In case you missed it, I won't be building up my valley back up for a while though. I'm gonna focus on inside my player house. My plan is, and I was inspired by Dreams with Jam. Um, I am going to finish decorating inside my player house, but not just any old decorating. Rooms and or floors, depending on the size, for every character slash universe that we have in the game. That is going to be the theme of my house. So the first 7 floors are all storage, but everything going upward is going to be dedicated to the different universes slash characters that we have in the game. I have all 20 floors unlocked. Um, I don't think it's going to take up the 20 floors. I hope it doesn't because I'd like to think ahead for the universes and characters that we're going to be getting in the future. So, yeah, but that's my plan, and that's what I want to do, as well as finish Eternity Isle. Finish it and never have to think about it again. Thankfully, I know what I want to do over there. I just have to do it. So, looking forward to that, and then just letting my valley breathe for at least, 6 months, maybe 3. um, I think that's everything. So, I just need to come down and harvest this. Actually, before I forget, let's see which one I have. Which one do I have more? I think this one. So we're gonna replace that one with this one. Would I ever move my storage outside? Absolutely not. Absolutely, I'd have to lose a bet for my storage to go outside. I love having my storage in my house. And I know all the reasons why people dislike having their storage in their house. Um, the loading times, the going in and out, and all of that. But that's part of what I love about it. Okay, I think I got everything here. So I'm just gonna put this next to Wally's just so I know these are like the permanent things. Um, yeah, no, I like that it slows me down because like when I'm cleaning up my storage, it is almost like self-care in a way. Kind of like when you're cleaning your house, and you kind of just get into a groove. That's what putting away my storage does for me. So I don't need to really hasten it, if that makes sense. And I really just like decorating the different rooms. If you guys have not, well, we tried. All right, so come over here. If you have not seen inside my storage house, the first floor is all of my resources. So the things we pick up off the floor, the things we dig, the things we mine, so like sticks, stone, those things, as well as the enchantments like potions and manuals. So basically, all those refined materials, most of them that you see in the collections tab under refined materials. My second floor is all my ingredients, fruits, veggies, spices, etc., etc. I figured that wasn't part of the house. My third floor are my treasures, I call them. So my snippets, my gems, my time bending, and I know this, my scramble coin pieces. My fourth floor is fish. My fifth floor is all flowers. And my sixth floor is my gallery and junk drawer. So I have a room showing like a bunch of memories, a room for the tapestries, and then a room with all of like miscellaneous quest items that we don't know what we're supposed to do with. Seventh floor is all food. And so I like that breakdown. It works for my brain. I don't know how I would even be able to translate that outside in a way that wouldn't overwhelm me. So yeah, I'd have to lose a bet, to be quite honest. I love indoor storage as well. We have so many floors to our house. Might as well put them to good use. And there it is. Coco, I knew I liked you for a reason. I knew it. You're my people. Like I have 20 floors. Each floor comes with a total of 4 rooms. That's 80 rooms. What am I saving them for? Which is also why this year I want to decorate them. So I don't think we'll have time this stream, so that might be next stream. Kind of just planning out which characters and universes get a floor versus which ones just get a room. But I'm really looking forward to decorating the remaining floors of my house. So that's 13 floors. I'll say 12 because I might still leave a floor for like when I get new items from an update and I just kind of want to look at them in like a showcase. So we'll say 12. I have 12 floors to play with for all the characters and universes that we have, so long as I have items for them. See, Jean, so you love it. See, indoor storage people unite. Ow. Woo woo. All right, let's see. I'm so curious as to how the poll is doing. I lose either way, so or that her house would be in. And so I am shocked that 77% of y'all, let me see how many people have voted. 13 votes. And how many people are here? 22. Yeah, so that's still pretty like representative of the actual majority of the stream. Um, I'm really surprised that Corgi, I was reading Corgi's name and thinking about Elsa. I'm really surprised Elsa is the one that got the boot so quick. I'm gonna leave it there still, but wow, I don't see this turning around for Elsa. That's unfortunate. I've always had my storage inside, but I'm considering the floating island. What makes you consider it? I know Nicole is doing her outdoor storage right now. Crest was kind of outside, but is basically fully inside at this point. Um, Coco, you're inside. Um, I know New is currently moving outside. Steph Lunara recently moved outside. Tinkerly recently moved outside. So I know it's a thing that has been happening more and more. The other reason, aside from the 8,000 that I already listed, that I wouldn't go outside is because all my islands are accounted for. I actually don't even have an island to spare even if I wanted to. I mean, I could if I was really pressed, but I'm not. My Plaza Island has a build on it, and although I do plan on tearing down that build, I'm tearing it down to make it better, not to get rid of it. It's one of the very first builds I did. That's where I actually want to do my full on Bridgerton build, or Bridgerton inspired slash Gilded Age slash just period dramas build. Um, my forest is my maze. No, is it my forest or my meadow? My forest is my maze. My meadow is my Toontown, or it might be the other way around. Either way, forest and meadow spoken for. Frosted, you guys saw me build on stream. Sunlit is my farm. Glades, I haven't built it up yet, but that's essentially where I'm gonna have Ursula and Scar. Beach is my mermaid pirate island. Well, will be. I think that's it. Forgotten is my Hogwarts. Am I forgetting? No, I think that's all of them. And then the Tangled is my Pumpkin Island. Glittering Dunes, I have an idea for. Maybe if that idea doesn't come to fruition, that one might stay vacant. And my Ancients Landing is going to be my futuristic build. So everything's accounted for in my head. There's no room for storage. Maybe Glittering Dunes, since I'm not entirely married to the idea. For my Route 66, that's the one. But yeah, I don't even have an island to spare if I wanted to. So there's also that. Okay, let's see. I'm on the outside struggle bus. Please explain. Sorry, Elsa. So yes, Corgi, why are you contemplating going outside? And Janice, please explain your struggle. I am very curious. Poor Elsa. Let it go. Let it go. I can't sing, so that's all you guys get from me. But I feel like that's hilarious. You guys are basically telling me let go of the queen of Let It Go. Got it. Poor girl. All right. I just want to fill in these patches just so it doesn't look terribly crazy. These little ball patches are going to drive me insane. And then when I go in and clean up with the vacuum, then I can fill in, some more gaps. Okay, I think we got everything. Not missed. All right. I missed those fireflies and okay, which is there we go. And there we go. Oh, it's not everything. I forgot all about the stuff around the cavern. Just gonna drop you here. Alright. Since the wheel landed smack in between the forest and Frosted Heights, we'll just go straight into Frosted Heights. That works out beautifully, but let's save. I feel like we have so many rooms now that I have to run around the whole house to empty my pockets. You know what? Yes. Like I said, I know that that is the reason most people have gone outside, just having to go in all the rooms. That happens to be what I like. So for me, it's not bothersome. You know what I need to do? Hang out with people who are going to pick up things. Does anyone? No one picks up the like the garlic and stuff, right? No, right? I made that up. So we're just gonna have these two. Max, you can dig. Um, wow. What a view. Oh, I forgot the rainbow over here. Hey, Tigger. Actually, I forgot all the foliage over here. I completely skipped right past that corner. Look at my item count. What? These things have just been tucked in here for so long. Um, yeah, while we're here, why not? Let's get my item count as close to 0 as possible. I saw something highlight. Okay, there we go. Things have been nestled in corners for so long. I don't know what's like built in. Oh, that was in the plaza, but whatever. You gotta go do anyway, so. All right, to the Frosted Heights we go. I believe I remember you said you have a drop station. Maybe I should try that. Yes, I got that idea from Tiger Lily. And so basically what I do for every floor, there is a chest in that center room for everything that is from that floor. So every time I have to empty my pockets, I mean, sometimes I just go into the rooms because that's just what I want to do. But if I know I'm just like, it's Star Path and I just want to get in and out, I just drop them in that chest that's in that center room. All the items assigned to that floor. And then when I have the time, Look at that, a gift box. When I have the time, like, what was I ever gonna find that? Gosh. Then I go in and empty out that chest, and do all the things. So my little triage area, I have one for every floor, and I use my infinity chest, my home chest, as a sort of like general triage. Like when I'm really ripping and running around, especially during a star path, I'll leave some stuff in there. We're gonna get rid of you because you are not decorated. In case you missed it, when we're done, I'm going to pull in all my fully decorated houses into the valley just so I can see all of them. See what houses I have fully decorated, see what houses are remaining. I have about 75% of the houses that we have in the game. So yes. I like decorating inside of them. And I want to eventually finish them little by little. Let's mend. Get these tear out of there. Yeah, no, it comes in really handy, jeans, all right? Janice, I hate decorating and I'm horrible at it. It's the caps that's really sending me, Janice. But I really want my storage outside because I'm a hoarder. Okay. My only requirements are that it must be purple, pretty, and functional. I can't figure out a vision. Hey, listen, one day during a stream, we can brainstorm a vision together. Because as soon as you said purple, first of all, Cress, are you here? Come to the front of the parlor. Someone loves purple and they need a vision. Um, I am also a hoarder, which is so interesting because I've always had it in my mind that hoarders can't have outdoor storage because I have so many chests for like one item, for example. But I've seen people do great work. People who are hoarders and yet they still have very functional storage outside. So it can be done, apparently. I'm happy to be wrong. But in terms of your vision, aside from me summoning Crest to the front of the parlor, Pinterest. I get a lot of my inspiration from Pinterest. I look up real world themes, so not other people's designs on Pinterest, but I will. So, like you said, you love excuse me, purple, pretty, and functional. Um, Start with that, like, and maybe if there's something that you love, so I don't know, like if you love fairy core, since it's on my mind, then you would search Pinterest for like purple fairy core, designs, purple fairy core aesthetic. That's how I sometimes like to start my builds, based on some real world existing spaces. If you want to throw the word DDV into the search, you're definitely gonna come across, I'm sure, some builds people have done, because there are lots of DDV builds on Pinterest. But I would say that's my first recommendation as a starting point when you have zero inspiration. Pinterest. And obviously, in a bunch of the discords, people share their valleys. You might see an idea that sparks an idea. Oh, moonstone chest. I think I'm. Oh, I still have a little bit of this path though. That's nice. I'd also like to do this without having to craft new pathing. As much as I sometimes say I wish we had a reset biome feature, one, we'd have nothing to do tonight. But this is very therapeutic. Like, it's taking me back to like remembering like what my thought process was, or um what I was like possibly going through, dealing with quests we were working on, whatever, um when I made these builds. I remember fighting for my life when I made these builds, because that was before, so this particular area, because that was before, I didn't mean to do that. We could put trees on pathing. So I had to keep cutting out all these little tiny areas, because I couldn't put my trees down. And it was just so frustrating of thinking that it was enough space and then it wasn't. so much crap spawns behind the hedges. That was very satisfying. That removal. How we doing on twine? Okay. I mean, I'm only 2 biomes in, so clearly not at the best spot, but could be worse. I'll probably just pause, check in with the fam, and then plan accordingly from there. All right. Okay, I didn't miss anything. Elsa is still sweeping the votes. Oh my gracious. Oh, do I have something on this? I do. I do. I forgot that we could put stuff on that one. Can I get it to fit on here? Okay, I just gotta move. Okay, my controllers. There we go. And then I'll come pick up these meals. I still have a few meals lying around. I don't know. I'm glad, I should say, I'm not someone who outline like trails and paths with all the little rocks, because I don't know that I would enjoy deleting all those tiny rocks one by one. I was watching Kato delete her valley and I was like, wow, that's a lot of tiny rocks. I know Kay, when you do that a lot, Crest does that a lot, quite a few people. And I'm like, wow, that might be the part that I might end up forgetting leaving a few of them behind. I mean, I'm leaving whole trees behind, so I know I'd leave some rocks behind. I think you have been all over Pinterest and got a few ideas. I have a shell design at the moment, but would love to hook up with Quest for ideas, possible tour. I just want to be done. Yes, no, I love that for you. Like I said, I'm happy to kind of help you brainstorm. But you said purple, and I know purple is her jam. And the good thing is we have so many items in that colorway, colors that complement purple. Even if you didn't have a full-on theme, as you start placing items, that could also help you just draw inspiration. That's something else sometimes I like to do. I'll filter by color and literally place everything that comes up that looks good to me, place them down, and then see if they would play well together. Because we do get a lot of items in this game, even when Scrooge is being a Histingius. So even just starting with that as well, you put in purple as your filter, see what comes up, and kind of build that way. So if you're not building from a theme, you're building from a color palette. All right. Oh, look at that. Wow. Look at that. The horizon. All right. Is this? No, that one's built in. How do I still have trees? See, as I said, I would miss rocks because I'm missing trees. Can you tell this is my first time deleting my valley? Okay. No, for real this time. I think we're done. Okay. And we're gonna hit save. Thank you guys for 27 likes on this stream. That means a lot to me. I appreciate it. Not just like you hitting the button to like, but actually emotionally liking this stream. I am going to take a sip break. I'm going to turn off my mic here. All right, I think we're done. So let's go get the food up here in that gift box. I think I can also use my vacuum. Yeah. I didn't do that in the forest. I'll do that afterwards. Make sure not to pick up my flowers. Oh, Foxy, I'm not here for you. Okay. Oh, and there were cookies over here. Oh, and moonstone chest. Now we're at 885. I'm so rich. um, actually, while I remember, and then I can just go in furniture mode and quickly pick those up. Let me harvest this little plot here. Who else is playing along, decorating along, possibly deleting along? What are y'all doing? Everyone except Dom, because something tells me Dom is playing Heartopia. Alright, let's... And then we're going to spin the wheel. Max dug up stuff, and now that stuff is shining. Shining, shining, shining. Alright, and now they're no longer shining. So lucky you. Oh, I probably just flew away too fast. Alright, time for the wheel. I am actually first. So we got 2 biomes out of the way. So I'm actually first going to get rid of. Which ones did we do? We did the forest and the heights. Alright, we are now going to update the wheel and do a little spinny spin spin and see who's next. And this time I'll remember to take it off the screen. The Glades. Alright, to the Glades. You are doing your thumbnail. That takes time. I know well how that goes. Alright. Okay, the glade, if you couldn't tell by my deep sigh, I am not going to enjoy. Just because my camera's gonna keep knocking around this tree. Oh, he lives there. I can't remember if I did these 2 houses. I think they are started? Not I don't know. The last quarter of 2025 is also a blur. I'll check my spreadsheet. I do have a spreadsheet of the status of my homes, but I feel like those were amongst the 2. I think I deleted the 3 that I didn't finish. I think. All right. You are creating a farm island. Ooh, okay. What island did you put it on? I'm always so curious. I think Sunlit Plateau is the most popular one for islands, but I'm curious. Where are you putting yours? Tell me everything. Oh, my little hidden swing area. So for the longest, I hadn't realized that that swing was part of Peter's house because we get a swing in the game. And I was like, oh, I know that swing is indoor only. I forgot this swing was part of Peter's house. And so I would always come and sit here. And I was like, I need to create more areas like this with this swing. And then one day I tried to do that and I realized, oh, the swing doesn't go outside. Did they like, was that a glitch? Did they fix it? It wasn't me that put this swing here. It was part of Peter's house. So, in case you weren't sure, Peter's house has a swing and you can sit on it. And that's the only way you can get the swing outside. That's the moral of the story. Did I? Oh, okay. That's on your peaceful meadow floating island. Ooh, I don't think I have seen a farm. Okay, I can't wait to see that video because I know there's going to be a video. That is going to be really, really pretty. The Peaceful Meadow is a beautiful island. I have my DLC farm island and my forest island. I've seen some on the forest. I have seen some on the forest. Again, not as many as the sunlit, but that is another really good one for it. My forest, I'm pretty sure, is where I have my maze. All right, let's get the deleting. Not bad on time. I'm also glad I don't go deep into the weeds with clutter. Like in terms of like having as many teeny tiny items to grab. All right. We are rocking and rolling. And this is also great for just getting some of my, what is that, like my fencing back. So I can do other builds without having to craft new fencing just yet. It's crazy, my item count is still not under 3,000 yet. Sheesh. I'm on the right track because I've done all those suggestions. Gonna post some pictures for feedback. Wonderful. Yeah, I mean, sometimes we get in our own head and it's like, could I be doing more? And it's actually, no, you're doing enough. You are doing enough. So if you needed to hear it, I am glad to be the one to affirm that you are on the right track, my friend. All right. I leave that one. I've never noticed the sound of the glades until this moment. That's very satisfying. If y'all fall asleep to these sounds, I'm not even mad at it. We can switch this to an ASMR stream. And get rid of that giant tree. Okay, there we go. I remember when I made this area, I called it my little secret garden. And after I finished it, I wanted to just put secret gardens everywhere. Like, I just loved creating these little random clusters of pretty foliage. A place that in real life you would like find like a little bench and sit with your tea and a book and just contemplate life or read a story or whatever. And I do know for sure in my next iteration of the valley, plus in like my other maps, I definitely want to keep creating more little secret garden moments with like ambient lighting and, like I said, little foliage clusters that aren't like already pre-made clusters, but just putting together unexpected pieces of foliage and then some seating tucked in. Yeah, I definitely want to do more of that. The same way we have a, what is that, a replace button, a replace feature, I wish we would get a fill feature. I need to harvest these. All right, we are almost done over here. And then I just gotta do the front half of the lay, the more commercial half, if you will. And then I'll get out, save, and come pick up the foods and harvest. Can I get this to fit on that table? I don't think so. I'll just put it next to the rest of them. I also remember when I was placing these flower beds. Oh gosh, I forgot these tracks. Going and crafting every single one of the flower beds and then placing them down and looking at what colors made the most sense. And for a while, I was actually switching them out every season, and then I got tired. I did still switch out the ones in my plaza to what I feel like is a little bit more of a winter flower bed. Oh, I thought someone was knocking for me. But yeah, I went in and crafted every single one of them. And that's when I realized, oh, you don't just craft the flower bed first, you have to craft the soil bed. But now I think I have like enough of all of them that I don't have to go through that again. And before I go too far away, let me come back over here. If you could not tell, I love decorating with fencing. It is such an easy way to add a visual element without adding to your item count. As long as you have the stuff you need to craft the fencing, though. Oh, can we reach 30 likes tonight? I think we're at what, 28? I am sure there are two of you that haven't liked the stream yet. So, in case you are one of those two people, consider this your reminder to like the stream. But for everyone else who has liked the stream, thank you. It really means a lot to me. I really appreciate it, and also just spending your Friday night with me. And I realize I swing from one extreme to the next. It's either gonna be super early in the morning or super late at night. Alright, are we done over here besides the food? No. When I'm done, I'll just bring those buildings together. Good gosh. That's not built in. Just make sure I didn't miss any. Sure did. A whole lamppost. Sheesh. Okay. The grass, I think, might be the stuff I miss the most. All right. Let's go into Gothel's area real quick. This was mostly just clutter. Pink and purple luminescence and okay. Something else I did with all these builds, I used a lot of the natural spawning items. With my valley empty, I'm so curious to see where things will spawn and how I'm able to incorporate them the next time I build at the valley. Like the logs and these mushrooms are probably my favorite. What do they call them? Village blockers. The icebergs are my least favorite. They are actually obnoxious. All right. Oh, this is food. Let me just put this over here with this and come back over here. Should be done, I think. Yes. Okay. All right. You know, I would have thought twice about all these tracks and all these these rock paths. I kid. No regrets. I love every bit of the design at the time. Let's see how the poll is doing. I mean, it doesn't look like Elsa got any better. But the cottage and the chalet got a few more votes. They are tied. So yeah, it looks like we will be getting rid of Elsa's house. Oh, sad face emoji. And pinning the chalet. And I will hope the husky and the ski lodge come back around. I feel like those are more likely to show up in my recommended than the chalet. Because that's what I've had to rely on for a lot of things. My recommended. Let's just close this. So interesting how dynamic the lighting is in this game when it works. Like how switching from one area to the next, it gets lighter or darker. I don't think I ever noticed that it did that in the glades. Like I noticed it with the Forgotten Lands. This is the first time that I noticed it doing that. Unless that's a glitch. So many tracks. I can see the finish line. I spent an obscene amount of time planning the foliage that went around this pond because I tried my best to not have repeats in terms of the tree heights and the tree styles. I really wanted it to feel organic, and nature isn't perfectly symmetrical. And just laying out every single one of the trees, seeing the different versions of each tree style in the menu. I'm very proud of myself for doing that. um, but maybe won't do that again. I don't know. We'll see. And then also like seeing which ones had the right footprint. Because again, most of this was done before we could put trees on pathing. Okay, that's it. I did invest a lot of time, Jeans, because I wanted, especially when I'm walking past it, um, that's something I just got better at as I continued decorating. Because a lot of times I would stay in this overhead view and everything looks amazing from up here, and then you walk past it and you're like, that looks a little funky. That doesn't look right. And so I did that because I wanted, especially when I was walking past um, this area, like coming here to fish or whatever the case is, that it really felt alive and organic, and not like this fake uh, area of foliage. So yeah, I spent a lot of time just on that little pond. I think besides the food that we need to pick up, we all done. Okay, or not. Wow, this fencing has been here so long, I thought it was just part of the biome. Alright, let's go get that food. Yes, they made that change. I don't remember how long ago, Coco. It was a couple of months ago. I want to say in the second half of the year. Um, Feels like it might have been around the Inside Out update, maybe possibly. Um, but yeah, it wasn't like in patch notes or anything. It's just a thing that happened that the community discovered that like, oh, your tree can go in pathing. All right. Let the pups do their thing. Well, for as long as I'm around that area. This will be the only time we have decorating in common because my valley is completely empty. I vanished all my villagers to the beach floating island. I didn't even see that thing sparkling. Ooh, memories. Memories don't live like people do. Alright, can I squeeze in there? Get my mimosa. Thank you. And then get my memory. I mean, I'm gonna leave the valley like this. Ooh, two more pieces. I'm going to leave the valley like this for, I want to say at least 3 months, but maybe even 6 months. Like I said, I want to focus on my house. I want to focus on Eternity Isle. Hold on, let's just do that. But also, no, I hate when I accidentally go to the Dream Team screen because it has like a delay in loading. Like I guess while it's booting up all the information. I have two alligators I'm missing. Are them here today? Nope. Okay. Moving along. I think these were the. Oh no, there was one over here. And oh, and another one. Okay. Oh, and another one. Okay. All right. Okay, so I probably won't get to the paving down of everything, or even the pulling in of all the decorated houses. So we'll save that for another stream. My hope is that I will be back on Sunday evening, or Monday morning. So fingers crossed. I will let those holes delete themselves. All right. Okay. Oh, I'm glad this is when the biome ended. I'm just gonna touch base with the family, and see how much more we can crank out. I will be right back. Oh, you are on Eastern time zone. It's been a long day. Please go get some rest. Thank you for hanging out, even just for the time that you were here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It means a lot to me. I hope you get some rest, and have a great start to your weekend. All right, we are going to take a quick break. I will be right back. I was still muted, but I'm back. I was muted. Don't worry, you guys didn't miss much. I didn't say too much. I just said, yay, we're gonna do the plaza. And it should be quick because it is symmetrical. There wasn't a lot. I don't have things that spawn in here at all, with the exception of like night thorns and stones, like the things that will spawn wherever they feel like it, basically. But I didn't even get flowers in here. Oh, I'm surprised that spawned. That must have happened when I switched over my foliage. Um, so I am gonna like leave some open space probably so that those flowers will spawn. And so I can collect them and place them together like I did with the other biomes. But I think this one's probably gonna be really quick because it's small and like I said, everything was symmetrical. Um, these hedges are the only things that are probably taking up most of the space. And look at that item count. Oh, my Switch won't yell at me every time I log in now. Every time I go on my Switch, it always tells me I have an item count that isn't compatible with my system and it might cause instability. And I ignore it and nothing happens. Is my game a little slow? Yes, but it's never been anything game breaking. All right. I might just do this area last, that center area, because it's my favorite part. So I'm gonna hold on to that one as much as we can. So yeah, this I recently redid. I just winterified it, essentially. I switched out all of the foliage to all of these snowy options that we now have thanks to Wish Blossom Ranch. And then I changed out the pathing. I do wish we had at least one additional snow path option, but these are really good. These little ones here. So that at least kind of helps give a little bit visual of the snow, even though the pathing itself wasn't with snow. All right, let's see how we're doing. Perfect, you hear me now. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, I realized when I couldn't hear myself, I was like, oh, that's why. So I think this is the only biome, because I recently did this, where I started to use a fair bit of Wish Blossom Ranch items. So I've actually not decorated with really any Wish Blossom Ranch items. And so I'm excited to be able to do that as well. I was deleting around these, forgetting that they are not buildings. They're pieces of furniture for all intents and purposes. All right, now hold on. This area here. Can't delete that. All right, I think we got, nope, missed this one. All right. Oh, one more. All right, now let's do the centerpiece. All right. So this, before I winterfied it, was, what did I have here? Why did I delete that? Um, that green topiary, I think from Beauty and the Beast universe. And I had every intention of actually changing it to a Christmas tree, and then just never got around to it. I blame Animal Crossing. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. One of the things I would need to think about for the next version of my plaza for a very, very long time has been this kind of layout, very symmetrical, with the focus being on this center that comes up from the meadow. And I think the next version of my plaza, I didn't mean to exit, I want to do something different. I've seen people do amazing layouts with their plazas where it looks like you're actually walking through a town with like the road running down the middle, horizontally, not vertically. And so I want to play around with a completely different layout style. So I've been thinking about that a lot. So that might, my plaza might end up being the last biome I do whenever I get around to doing my valley over. Because I want to find a new layout that speaks to me, but also just isn't a repeat of what I've been doing this whole time. Alright, let's move that out the way. I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. Oh, I forgot I had these tucked away here. It'd be nice to see how many items I have in my inventory. Yeah, I think we're done. Besides the table with that book on it. See, that was easy. Alright, let's get the book. It's a little time bending item. And I'll do a quick cleanup since I remembered. And there's also just more stuff. I haven't seen the squirrels in I don't know how long. I'm going to leave the flower. All right, we are done. Oh, time for the wheel. No worries, Corgi. I mean, also the sounds are quite soothing. Oh, no worries. We are officially halfway done. So the Plaza, Glade, Forest, and Frosted Heights are all gone. I just have to like organize the things, but I might just have to do that off stream. What is that say? Also, why does the font look like that? But that is the meadow. That is the meadow. All right. Which I think is going to be another easy one because it wasn't the most densely decorated places are the perimeter. And I'm actually just going to bring these trees up here to get them out my way. The perimeter and like this little area, and then everything else is basically pathing and fencing. So let's do it. Also, I need to turn that off since we won't be able to look at the houses tonight. That much I'm certain of. Unfortunately. So we will do that in another stream. I must have gone in and out of furniture mode like 100 times, or at least what felt like 100 times when I was doing this center area, because I needed to make sure when I landed in my well, I could actually get out. But I also wanted it to like feel like the dreamlight trees were a canopy and you were in this again secret garden moment. I didn't mean to exit. And so I went in and out of furniture mode so many times when I was doing that center area to make sure I could walk through it from the stairs all the way down to the beach, to make sure it was balanced but not perfectly symmetrical. Again, pathing and trees weren't simpatico at the time. It was a whole thing. I just realized I'm gonna have a bunch of these bikes in my pocket that have things in them. I use them as storage for the the stalls and what's not that they're next to. So what I'm going to probably have to do, not probably, but I'm most likely gonna have to do off stream is just organize. Thankfully, most of my orchard is where it is, so I won't have to move that. I'll just bring the cocoa beans and banana trees up there. Put all the stalls together. Since the vast majority of my stalls are already here, actually, while I'm talking about it, I can't move Goofy, but I can go and get Kristoff. But what I want to do for real, is have everything in the plaza. So you're just not gonna, there we go. Meadow. I'm lost. I went the wrong way. There we go. While it's just on my mind. Yeah, go ahead, delete that. Save me the trouble. And then I'll go get Aladdin's when I get to that bio. Not me trying to perfectly align things while I'm deleting things. Okay, and we're back. So yeah, off stream is when I'll like probably just kind of organize my buildings and what's not, so that my valley still looks functional. My pathing and all of that. But to answer your question, Corky, it is going good. If you need to go to sleep, do that. Thank you for hanging out. I truly appreciate it. But sleep is also good. Sleep is far more important than me. So do that. And also, you had a long day dueling and what's not. You won not one but two duels. You need to rest, friend. So I totally understand if you need to dip out. Okay, I thought for a second the wheel was on the screen. Okay. Look at that item count. Ooh. I did a lot of repetition in this area for the meadow, One, because that just really lended itself to the aesthetic that era. Um, but it also really helped with my unique item count. I am excited though to play with more of the foliage that we got from Wish Blossom Ranch. Again, like one of the many contributing factors to just getting rid of everything. All right. Has anyone else been getting these copper stone? Um, I think it's like a glitch that slowly rolled out, and I feel like one or two people had it, and now everyone has it. All right, we are good to go to the hour. Everyone is doing great without me. Love that for me, love that for them, love that for us. Oh, my rainbow. All right. How did I miss this? I mean, actually, not surprised. The pixie acre foliage will probably look great in the meadow. Yes. Especially since at this build, I'm actually just going to redo it on my plaza island and just really build that out. And one of my ideas for the meadow is not full on like Pixie Acres fairy core, but a little bit more of a whimsical, almost like one large secret garden. Um, Kind of like a statue garden meets Pixie Acres, if that makes sense. And so yeah, that foliage would be perfect, and just the way the light hits this biome, that's why I wanted to go a little bit more whimsical. My next iteration and less structured, less regal. So yeah, those would look really great in here. I've also been trying to make sure I balance like ideas that I want in the valley versus ideas I want on other maps. So I definitely don't want to recreate Pixie Acres in my valley because we have Pixie Acres. Um, but yeah, the idea that I have in mind, yes, thank you for that reminder, Coco. I need to just lay out all the foliage we have so I can get used to what we have because we've gone so long without. Um, we got foliage in Storybook Vale, but they were mostly clusters, and then those three trees that we use basically everywhere. I know I have them all over the place here. Yeah, I need to make my little resource stations in every biome. So a vacuum, a chest, cooking station. I've deleted most of them now and just really just left the vacuums, but just so I could really just get that clean slate. But that's part of like that reset that I need to do and that I'll just do off stream. a vacuum, an infinity chest, a cooking station, a crafting station. Just so as I'm running around, we have a star path coming up in however many weeks. I feel like we'll blink and it'll be here. I don't know why I was decorating around that light. I mean, deleting around that light as if it wasn't gonna go to. It's my little thumbnail station. How long have you been sitting back here? Actually, now that my item count is so low, I'm probably going to switch my valid item count back to the 3,000 so that I can do all of that housekeeping on my Switch without my Switch yelling at me. I don't know why I feel like this tree should not have been a built-in tree, but I digress. We did it! Oh, okay. JK, JK. Alright. Alright. Okay, now we're done. Started DDP on the Switch but deleted it so you could time travel on Animal Crossing. You know what? That's smart. Because I've heard that a lot of people who want to time travel, the reason they don't is because they have a game like DDV that is heavily reliant on the system's time for accuracy. So like to not mess with that game, they don't time travel Animal Crossing. So that was very, very smart, Coco. Wow, look at that. Okay, you know what that means? It means it's time for the wheel. That's what that means. Bye, Meadow. 3 biomes left. All right, let's do this. Let's do this, Brutus. I don't know what that's supposed to be because, well, okay, first I need to fix those letters because what is happening? Okay, I think that should have fixed it. That did not fix it. Alright. Okay, that didn't fix it either. But I think I can figure it out. That's the beach. That's the beach. Let's go to the beach, beach. Okay. Alright, guys. To the beach. Now I have no idea where to go. because my landmarks are all gone. Here we go. Okay. Let me empty my pockets. First of all, just because I feel like if I'm going to, I don't have a chest just lying around. Okay. There's way too many night thorns on my beach right now. And we're not gonna go home. What else can I get rid of? All the meals. Candle, time bending, all the props basically. And also while I'm here, open that craft. All right, let's go. The good thing is, I think in this, I'm pretty sure in this biome, I got rid of most, if not all, the food. I can't get rid of my flowers. Alright, since my camera's here, let's just start here. It's all gotta go anyway. I know you said that you were working on other things first, but do you know what you want to do with your main valley once you start decorating it again? Some areas I have ideas for. Some I do not. So do you mean in terms of like, do I have a design in mind or what I'm going to do with it in the meantime? I want to make sure before I start, because I think you said once I start decorating it, but I want to make sure I understand like what this in between is gonna look like, or like what the actual decor is gonna look like. Just to make sure I answer the correction, the correct question words. Actually, I'll answer both. In the meantime, it's going to stay paved with my buildings organized. So orchard in one area, my decorated buildings all together, so I just know what's decorated and not. Because the other thing I want to do is update my spreadsheet. I have a spreadsheet that has all my houses listed, all the biomes listed, all the maps, all the things. And so I know where my buildings are, if I've placed it, if I haven't, if I've decorated it, if I haven't, all of that. I need to update that. It's been a while. So my valley for a while is just going to stay with my shops and all of that for sure, but also all of my decorated buildings, just as a way of kind of like cataloging them visually, if that makes sense. And then, so that's the in between time. And it's just going to be a place where I can run around freely, find my moonstone chest, find event items, all the things. And then decorating, my beach is pretty much going to look the same. Like I really liked having a boardwalk. It's probably just going to just be a more elevated version, just because again we have new features. A lot of this I did before we even had diagonal pathing or fencing, and then I just forced diagonal fencing or pathing into it. And then there's like just additional pieces that we have. So my beach is going to have like the same concept because all of the buildings that I have on here are also decorated. They're interiors specific to the beach. Um, so yeah, it's probably just gonna look like an elevated version of what it looks like now. My forest, I think, is still gonna be my home, but it won't be a homestead. The farm that I had there was before I had an island farm, before islands, excuse me, were even a thing. And so my forest is probably going to be just a more thought out village, a more built out cottage core town. I wish the same way we, these are house skins, but we can also have them exist as buildings. I wish the other colorways of, if you notice, I still use the original house style. I just changed the color. I wish all the colors were available as standing buildings as well, because I would love to do a sort of brownstone walkway. But I think that's the direction I'm going on with the something along those lines for the forest, at least half the forest. Um, a neighborhood, a village. I just kind of got to nail down the theme. Um, the glades, I want to make a bayou. Um, but I go back and forth on that because I have Tiana in Ethiopia at the moment, and I can't have her house in two places. So we'll see. That's a TBD. My Frosted Heights is gonna be my holiday village. North Pole meets Aspen. My plateau's going to look like a better version of what it looks like now. So same theme, glamping, outdoorsy. Um, I just at the time didn't know what I was really doing, kind of, in terms of like what we had and what's not. Forgotten Lands. I need to decide. Right now, two themes live there. Um, my dark fairy tale as well as the more autumnal pumpkin king. That's where Jack is. I think I'm going to move the dark fairy tale into ever after and really build out the more autumnal side of that. Plaza, I need to think on, unsure. Meadow, I said a little more whimsical, a little fairy. Did I leave out any? I guess if I did, it's because I haven't thought about it. But yes, that's the broad ideas. And I've just kind of been slowly gathering inspiration on Pinterest. But I want to see also what we get in the upcoming updates. Like Pocahontas is coming. I am so curious to see what we're gonna get, like as her friendship rewards and what that star path is going to be. Um, so that's the other reason I'm giving myself time. Um, I can in the meantime play with the ideas that I have for the other maps. Uh, uh, I love my spreadsheet corgi. If I am able to, I will duplicate it and make it a shareable version, and I am happy to share that link with you. So it's every house, every biome, every map prior to Wish Blossom Ranch. So that's the part that needs to be updated. I haven't touched it since Wish Blossom Ranch came out. So it might be missing maybe like 6 houses or so. Um, and that including the villager uh houses. Every biome, and then I check off whether or not I decorated it, where it's located, like I said. Because I use the DDV app, but it doesn't have houses. um and I needed a way because I was losing track of my houses. Like we get so many houses, we buy them, and then we don't decorate with them immediately, and then we forget we have them. And then when they added, this is a house, why was I trying to leave? And then when they added the ability to use the premium shop houses in more than one location, I was like, oh, I'm absolutely gonna lose buildings. So yeah, I love my spreadsheet. So yeah, if I'm able to duplicate it and make it public, I am happy to share that link. I've never understood why Moana's boat couldn't go on water. It's a boat. Make it make sense, Game Loft. Meanwhile, this boat can. Let me just leave these down here for now. Is there a beverage on there? No, it's a can. Wonderful. Those ideas are better than I mean, well, to be fair, I have a lot of time on my hands. Um, and I love ideating. I love decorating, and I spend a lot of time on Pinterest. So, you know. And I also try to draw real world inspiration, whether it's real aesthetic styles or something from like a show or a movie I'm watching. Not necessarily trying to recreate the show or the movie, but drawing inspiration from that particular aesthetic, that particular era. That's where a lot of my inspiration and ideas come from, if that helps. And as I like run through the game doing chores and stuff, like I think for you, Nick, once you like don't have the quest weighing on the back of your mind, and you literally just frolic through your valley, you're gonna start, like, I think at least, you're gonna start having these ideations of what you want your frolic to look like. And that also contributes to my ideas, right? Like, I want to frolic through this type of environment. When I'm on a beach, this is the kind of beach I want to be on. And I don't have like to worry about quests and things like that. So I think that helps too. Alright, hold on. I feel like I'm done with this half, but that also felt like it happened super fast. Well, I will say I didn't heavily decorate my beach. Um, Not as much as the other areas in terms of getting in all the nooks and crannies. For starters, it's just a very long beach. But I left it fairly open because boardwalks are open. Hopefully, I'll have more ideas once I finish the target receipt. Listen, you are basically done. Um, I once I had really focused on getting my, what are those things called? Quest done. I realized like so many of them, I was like near the end, and was mad at myself. Like, okay, I've wasted time ignoring these, and I could have been done. Um, Not all of them are epic sagas. Some are. Some are like three quests inside of a quest. But a lot of them, at most, is just like a lot of fetching. And you're like me, Nicole. You don't read the dialogue, so you're not held up in those details. You'll get through it before you know it. I feel like two more streams, three tops, and you'll be done. All right. I don't know why they didn't make this stand, the surf board sand, more dynamic. Oh my gosh, how's it already 9 o'clock? All right, guys. I don't think we're gonna be able to do the last two on stream. Well, let's see. Let's see. No one's come looking for me, so I'm not gonna ask any questions. Alright. I will say the two remaining biomes are definitely some of my more cluttered biomes. They're more lush, especially sunlit. Well, but I also use a lot of clusters, so it can actually go either way. Bye bye, juice bar. That was like for me. That was like that. That was like that for me too. I was like, I should have just done it, and you know, I can't do it a lot. Yeah, I can't stand the dialogue, and part of it is because, let's be honest, I don't care. But I do like to occasionally skim. However, a lot of times I end up questing after I've already seen a couple of people stream the quest, because I usually just don't do things on the day of for whatever reason. And so after seeing, you know, two, three people do a quest, I already know what the concept is, what the dialogue is. I don't need to sit and read it for myself. So that's the other reason I skip through them. When I'm doing it for the first time and have no experience of it, I'll at least go slow enough to skim and get the general idea of what's happening. But if I've seen people already stream it, I'm like, I know what the point is. I know what the end goal is. I don't need to read all of this. We hit 30 likes, guys. Thank you for 30 likes for tonight's very late stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have not yet, check your sugar cube balance. See how you're doing. See if you want to spend it on something later on. Okay, we are done here. Let me just go grab that food real quick. They really do talk too much. They really do. And one thing I do wish they would implement. So in Infinity Nikki, there is a, I think it's Infinity Nikki, kind of a skip all button, that allows me to skip the dialogue. I'm gonna need them to give me something like that in DDV. I don't want to read this. Just let me keep moving along. Oh, rainbow. Okay. What angle do I have to? This rainbow might just be here forever. Oh. Come on. There we go. Oh, forgot about this. I guess I got rid of the clusters and thought I was done. Forgot about all the stuff in the water. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, I think I'm actually, because I don't want to start the other two biomes and not be able to finish them. So I'm gonna do these little rocks around Maui's house, and then I think we're gonna call it. Just to give myself that buffer. Hold up. And that way we can do the last two next time I stream. Like I said, I'm aiming for Sunday evening. If not, Monday morning seems feasible. If anything, they'll just be short streams, like an hour and a half, 2 hours, thereabouts. But we'll at least be able to get those two biomes done, and you'll be able to see how I cleaned up these biomes. But 6 out of 8, not bad. 6 out of 8. Wow. So let's just peruse. Look at that. Now I can find things. Not can I do I have more of this? I don't. Not feel like I'm fighting for my life to fight those things. And let me know if you guys would be interested, because the other thing I do a lot of times when I'm decorating, I mood board everything. I'm just gonna move these trees while I talk. If you go to my Pinterest, right, Nicole, so clean. So you can find me on the socials, on the social streets. But if you go to my Pinterest, you will actually see some of the mood boards that I have for the houses that are decorated. I very rarely just kind of decorate on a whim. Now let me grab these trees. I said I was going to do that and then I kept going. um, so if you want to just see mood boards for the houses I have decorated, houses I haven't decorated yet, um, I will also be mood boarding my biomes. That I have not put up. Um, if you guys are interested in seeing that, when we do our next stream, because we'll finish those two biomes, and then we are going to plot and plan my house and my next just kind of decorating journey. Let me know if you guys want to see the mood boards, and I can share those in next stream, or at least the concepts for my next few builds. Like I said, I can't go into a design without a plan, and mood boarding is usually where that plan starts after I've like hung out on Pinterest and gotten, inspiration and what's not. I pull my inspiration pictures, some items as inspiration that like already exist in the game, what my color palette is going to be. It's a whole thing. That's just how my brain is wired. But let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in seeing as well. And I am happy to share that. I know this is the right amount of space for these trees. And there's a dig spot there, and I know it's going to piss me off. But we are going to make it work anyway. All right. Hello, L. Wilson. If there is a name that you want to go by, please let me know so I don't have to just call you L. Wilson, unless that's fine with you. But welcome in. Does anyone have a dream team open? I don't know if anyone wants to answer that in chat. I do know that there are a few different discords where people have kind of dream team meetups, based on like if you have similar play styles and what's not. Um, so I don't know if that's something you have explored. Oh, I miss this lighthouse. I miss this whole back area. Um, Note to self, don't decorate this far out again. So I don't know if that's something that you've looked into, like again, just different creators have different Discord servers, and they have channels dedicated for people looking for dream teams. Okay, guys, we did it. So next stream, you'll see this look a little bit more put together. And then we will tackle these two biomes. I think they'll be quick because they're pretty much just clusters. Although I am so tempted to just do some now because no one's looking for me. Even if I don't do the little things, just get the big things out the way. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. We don't even need the wheel. Let's just do it. If I at least get the clusters out, I feel like I accomplished something. And let me bring my gem stall to the rest of the stalls. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help myself. There we go. Let's just do it. Yeah, let's just do it. At least just those giant items. See, look at that. Look how much better that looks already. Look at that. So it just really is so satisfying. My word. I don't think I'll ever be that person, but I kind of understand why some people delete their valleys every fortnight. There really is something extremely satisfying about it. And maybe, dare I say, slightly addictive because I can't leave. Like, yeah, I'm getting ready to leave, guys, but let me just delete 5 more things. What is a good way to do the Forgotten Lands? I am not sure, like, in terms of decorating it. If that's what you mean, I know for me, my approach was I wanted to brighten it up, but without taking away from the fact that it is intended to be, a little bit on the moodier side. So I went with a slightly lighter pathing. I used a lot of luminescent lights. I left a lot of the flames. So I don't know if that answers your question. I don't know if there is really a good way or a bad way. If we're talking about decorating, more about personal aesthetic. But I know for me, I wanted to at least be able to see where I'm going when I go in there. And so I went with elements that would brighten it up, but without making it a completely different place. Because I did want to still preserve the forgotten inspired elements of it. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go now. Okay, no, for real, I'm gonna go now. Okay, no, for real, for real. I'm gonna go now. I'm going to go now. Okay. Let's just say real quick. And I did say I was gonna switch to the lower item count, right? So let's make it official. But thank you guys for, oh, I hit my microphone. For, let's just go ahead and do that. Oh, it's official. And then I'm going to go to the event and stand there with Pua and Peppy and get some more festive cocoa. I think it's this way. Yeah, I think it's this way. Let's get the babies while I say goodbye. We're not gonna waste time. This is where we started and this is where we shall end. But thank you guys again for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for 31 likes on the stream. Thank you, Jen, for subscribing, Ellington for subscribing. Thank you, Poppy, for the raid. I mean, these people are probably all gone, but I just want to acknowledge them. Thank you, Poppy, for the raid. All the other amazing creators who were hanging out tonight: Coco, Nicole, Cress, Kwin. Thank you for stopping by, saying hi, just giving me a little bit of your time, showing me some love, celebrating with me this 500 milestone, because this was kind of short notice. The celebration was the deleting of the valley. No fanfare, no bells and whistles, just clearing the way for what's ahead, starting from scratch. I'm excited, just this first stream of the new year. I'm excited for what the rest of the year holds for us as players, as a creator myself. I'm looking forward to exploring more creative ideas. Oh, let me go ahead and end this poll. Poor Elsa, she didn't stand a chance. So you guys basically said unpin Elsa's palace and pin the chalet in its place. Well, I still have a couple of days to see, how that goes. But yeah, I guess Tuesday night, that is what I will be doing. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your evening. I hope you guys have an amazing start to your weekend. Like I said, hopefully I'll see you Sunday night / Monday morning. Nicole, I believe you are streaming tomorrow, Heartopia. So guys, check out Nicole for her stream. Thank you, Coco. That really, really means a lot to me. Thank you, Nicole. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your evening, like I said, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.